Well, hello there and welcome to race 2, or the second week I should say, of the F1 2017 career mode with the Sauber Formula 1 team. I've just finished FP3. The practice sessions haven't been too good. I got purple in the tyre management and in the track acclimatisation. Didn't do the fuel save or didn't have time to do the race simulation one because we decided to change a lot of parts, which I'll have a look at the laptop here just to keep you up to date with what I've done. Where are we? Yes, the power unit. So we used FP3 mainly to put a new ICE in because that was coming in at 83%. The MGU-K has been replaced now to the second unit because the first one was at 78%. MGU-H was at 72, so we put a new one in. Energy store at 41, we've still got the original one. Turbocharger was at 60, we've now gone on to our second unit, and the electronics are at 45, and we're still in the same unit for that. The gearbox is at 49% wear, so probably after qualifying and the race it'll be around about the 70% mark. The R&D, we haven't done anything for that, although one thing I didn't notice last time, and I have now, if you look here, obviously up, down, left and right, but look, if we do that, we've got upgrade speed, 1, 2, 3 up there, simultaneous development, first driver bonus, and also pit stop efficiency. So we'll just click on these and it tells you essentially other things that you do in your career mode to unlock more stuff. So for example, first driver bonus, additional bonus of 5% is added to resource points total for the first driver. To unlock the first one, I've got to achieve first driver status and complete a race. To unlock 10%, I've got to do 20 races as first driver, and to get 15% resource point bonus, I've got to do 60 races as first driver. Upgrade speed. Improved logistics results in development time for minor size upgrades being halved from 2 weekends to just 1, and I've got to do 3 classic invitational events for that. A close relationship with material supplies results in development time for major size upgrades being halved from 4 to 2 weeks, and I've got to do 10 events, and that one there is halved from 6 to 3 on the ultimate size upgrades, and I've got to do 20 classic events. Simultaneous development. Got to complete 15 practice programs with a perfect score, and you can get 2 upgrades working at the same time. 3 upgrades if I do 50 practice, and unlimited. Basically, I can put people wherever I want if I do 100 practice programs with a perfect score. And then pit stop efficiency, to complete 10 racing pit stops and a 10% reduction in pit stop times. 25 races is a 20% quicker, and 50 racing pit stops is 30% quicker. So yeah, all these are extra little things that we can do as well. Rather than upgrading the car, we can also upgrade ourselves and the crew as well. So yeah, there's 8 things here, 4 main ones obviously, but 8 in total. I've done no upgrades. I'm going to be looking to do a few upgrades after this qualifying and race session. So we'll go straight into short qualifying. I think it is going to be dry here at China. We've only picked up about an extra 250 resource points since the last race through the 3 practice sessions. So we're struggling at the moment. Oh, I didn't listen to our target. Oh, it's probably going to be 19th, isn't it? I found a nice setup, to be honest. I'm still working with it. We're last, and we have been in all 3 sessions, but we're only a couple of attempts off of our teammates, so hopefully we can bring it into qualifying as well, find a bit of extra performance, and it'll be okay. Unfortunately, I lost the opportunity to rich mix it in FP3 for the few laps I was out there, because some parts of the engine were so badly worn that parts were now failing. So I don't know what it's like for all the other teams, but for us anyway, 4 of our 6 bits are already onto our second unit, which is slightly unnerving. So we'll have a quick look at the session then. Qualifying is going to be dry, but the race I have noticed at about 20-minute mark is going to be intermediate weather. Now we run 25% race on here, so it could be very well towards the end that we get intermediate running. For all those that remember my F1 2016 career mode, when I was at Canada, I saw a similar sort of race outlook and decided to go for the harder compound at the start, stay out there, and then pit for intermediates with a few laps to go. And I managed to, I think, finish 4th in the race. So I'm sort of hoping it's a similar sort of thing, because we're not going to be able to get any points legitimately here tonight in qualifying in the race. So set up, then we'll have a look at the tyres. If we've got a couple of sets of ultras, or super softs I should say, we'll probably go out there straight away. We have 3 sets of super softs and a set of softs as well if we need them. Which I'm not too worried about. We've only got 11 minutes now of this session left, so we will go out there. Once cars left the pit lane, only front wing adjustments can be made. That's fine. We'll go straight onto the flying lap, and yeah, let's see what we can do. So 37.444. I think we can find a few more attempts in that. Alright, I'm coming into the pits. I'm going to abandon that. We've only improved by a little bit. And I made a couple of mistakes, and still coming into the final hairpin, he was about 4 attempts up. So I think if I bolt on another set of super softs and have a look at the guys around us, we might be able to find a bit more time with a new set. And we'll get out there towards the end of the session and do another quick lap and see if we can improve. So then, pretty much everyone's back in the garage apart from Verstappen, who's on the back straight. We'll have a look at the timing screen and see where we are in relation to everyone else. So we're 5 attempts quicker than our teammate, just a couple of attempts off of Stoffel Van Dorn. A few guys admittedly haven't set lap times yet. So we're right in the money, and I can definitely, I think I can get into a high 36, to be honest with you. I think I can do a high 36. So there's just under 4 minutes left, so we will put on a set of super soft tyres. We'll do an out lap, because the whatchamacallit is so what am I on about, the bring that right down to 2.8. Yeah, the tyre wear here is really bad at China, so we'll go out on a brand new set of super soft tyres. We'll creep around the track, and yeah, we'll have 1 lap and 1 lap only to see if we can improve and get into at least the 36s, and maybe even out qualify McLaren. So here we go then, our lap is all done. Got just over 2 laps worth of fuel on the max settings. Tyre wear's all nice. Let's go for it. So I think that was 16th place I saw at the end. We'll have a quick look in a minute. Anyway, Vettel was taking pole position for Ferrari with Bottas just behind her. Then there's a massive 8 tenths back to Raikkonen and Hamilton. Red Bull 5th and 6th, Williams 7th, 8th, Magnussen in 9th and Perez in 10th. Kvyat, Sainz and Palmer is the top 13th, then Alonso in 14th, Stoffel Van Dorn in 15th. There we are in 16th, 3.7 seconds, and we did do a mid 36, not a high 36, a mid 36. Really good last lap that I did there in qualifying. Ocon, we've out qualified Ocon by a half a tenth of a second, which is nice, and Pascal Wehrlein by 2 tenths of a second. Hulkenberg as well is obviously struggling that session, he's in 19th, as is Grosjean as well. So we've out qualified 4 people there. Career best 16th place then so far in this series season, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'll take a 16th at China. So then, our resource points, we've done quite well in this, I think. Well, valid laps completed in Q1 is a bit of a mistake, really. It's a bit unfair. If we do full qualifying, we'll get it. But anyway, 70 resource points, which is very nice. Rivalry, this would have been a bit better, I think, for us. We're still losing it, but we're catching up a little bit. And the reputation level, finished 19th for high, we achieved that. Beat Pascal Wehrlein, we achieved that. So up 3. And it looks like the reputation of some teams have gone up as well. Williams, very much so. They're front runners at the moment, and they might be looking at us in the future. But for now, we're going to be focusing on Sauber. We'll listen to the voicemail for the race. We didn't do that in qualifying, and hopefully this is a relatively achievable goal. So then, finished the race in 17th or higher and beat our teammate and remain at least in 19th or higher in the championship. Yep, I think it's could be achievable. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, the rain about 20 minutes into the race will play a part. So we'll have a look at the gearboxing is now at 52%. The power units, 44 for the energy store, 47 for the electronics. So we'll definitely get to the end of the race with all of these. That's fine. As for the R&D tree, I don't really know what to start with. I think I'll wait until after the race, where we should have over 3,000 resource points by then, and we can go a bit spend happy with some of these. But I've got to really work out what direction I want to go in first of all. So that's something to think about later on. So we'll go to the race then and see what the weather's going to throw up and sort out our race strategy. Let's see if we can hold on to it indeed. So have a look at the race strategy. Yes, towards the end of the race it's going to be wet. So we'll drop the fuel down. 16 laps? 15 laps? I think we'll go 14 laps. 16 laps, because I noticed even when you're running standard fuel mix it does go down a bit. So we'll go over slightly over fuel the car. I think we'll start on the soft tyres, then we'll do that. And we'll see what that does to us. Soft tyres, can we do? I mean, it's going to rain probably lap, I don't know, I might be looking for intermediates about lap 10. Can I take a set of soft tyres till lap 10? I reckon I could. So I'll go softs and supers. We'll use that strategy, but it'll be softs and then intermediates, because I am gambling on this rain towards the end of the race to make up some positions. So yeah, there we go then. That is the strategy. We're going to start on the soft tyres, where they are in the car. We'll get the formation lap out of the way, and then we'll get going with the Chinese Grand Prix. Always get nerves before a race start, but here we go. Let's build them revs up. 5 lights. Away they go now. It's not a bad start. We've got the jump on Van Dorn. Already up to 15th. Let's keep it easy in the first few corners. Got to look after this car and these tyres as best as we can and hope this rain comes later. Oh, just kissed the side of Palmer there, but up to 14th. Oh, that was close. Gearbox well ready. Oh, we're going late into this corner. We're going to do 3 people in one go. Yellow flag's out for something further back. Up to 11th place. 6 places in off the start. I'm probably going to lose a few positions down this straight here. Kvyat will be the first to attack. I'm not too bothered by that. I'm playing the long game in this race, hence why we've gone soft tyres. Having said that, he's not catching. Further up, Magnussen's fighting ahead. He's against Sainz. That's a battle for 9th. Magnussen takes it as we hit the cone. We're holding our own here in 11th place so far. Here comes Kvyat then. We lasted until lap 2. We'll squeeze him a little over to the side, nothing wrong with that. Please don't come back under us under the braking. I'm going to give that position up. Back to 12. Oh, very twitchy down the back straight, but there's yellow flags ahead of us for some unknown reason. Someone's retired. Vettel's out the race, wow. Perez is getting close. But there's yellow flags then and a hairpin, so that'll save us. I don't know where Sebastian's car is. Oh, he's in the wall. So we're back up to 11th place then, coming into lap 4. Perez has snuck through upper inside. Can we get him back into turn 2? Nah, I don't think so. Pushing Palmer wide as best I can. Oh! Oh, we're still side by side. This is great stuff. Oh, and here comes a Force India. Oh, I'm not going to enjoy this. The Force India, get off me. And he's pushed me into Palmer. And there's the second Renault as well. They're going to make contact. It's all going to get very interesting here. Oh, and there's another, the Haas car scrapers. That's what's going on. And somehow out of all that, Grosjean has made up about 4 places. How there wasn't a massive crash there, I don't know. Yeah, so just asked Jeff, he says 5 minutes until range starts. We're expecting super softs in. Oh, we've got another yellow flag there. I think someone else is blown up. There's a car gone off to the side of the track. That's Kvyat. So Kvyat's had a problem as well. He's out the race. 18 drivers left then. So everyone else is now in the pits. Where are we going to filter with this lot? 3rd, 4th? It's 3rd place. Everyone is now on the soft tyres, but I believe that the rain is going to start in the next couple of minutes, and that will negate everyone back onto the inters. So we could be very well looking at a net 3rd place here. The problem we've got though is that we're now right amongst the big boys on used soft tyres. These guys have just come out the pits on a brand new set. So now this turns into a defending job really, but we're still looking good for a handful of points here if we get lucky. Oh, we've lost 5th gear. We've lost 5th gear. Oh, that's a... Oh god, the gearbox. Wow, the gearbox is like only on 60%. Watch, 4th gear. Straight to 6th. That's going to be a massive problem for us now. Oh god. I've accidentally changed down to 1st gear. So straight into 6th. That's going to be a massive problem for us now. What is the gearbox at? 56%. As here comes Verstappen. Oh, and Hamilton, Verstappen getting very close there. They push us back to 5th place. Van Dorn's still behind us, but he'll be in a minute. We're going to have to rev it out really high in 4th gear here, just to get the revs for 6th working. And then leave my braking a bit later, or leaving the downshifts a bit later to go from 6th to what is now 4th. It's a nice addition, don't get me wrong, I like this. Cars go wrong in real life, you know, but at the same time it's so frustrating when it happens to you. Alright, Jeff is saying the right call is to stick with what we've got. I'm going to overrule that, and I'm going to jump in the pits. We're going to come in now for inters. Oh, we do seem to be struggling to put the power down. We're wheel spinning a lot, and we're running wide here. I think we may have pitted a lap or two too early here. DRS disabled. That's usually, that was the go sign on F1 2016. When you saw that, it basically meant now if you're on dry tyres, get on intermediates. But I think we're about 12 seconds back from Van Dorn already, so they may pit, they may stay out. 4.7 seconds in a lap, and that's just to get to Van Dorn, let alone 10th place. So it's not going to happen. We might be able to get onto the back of these guys, but I don't even think we'll be able to get up to Van Dorn, let alone 10th place. Oh, so frustrating. Ah, coming up to the final corner, there they were. 14th place. It should have been so much better. So there we are, and Kimi Raikkonen wins the race, Bottas second and Hamilton in third. Verstappen and Massa complete the top 5. Ocon, who started 17th, finishes in 10th. Hulkenberg up to 12th, Landor in 13th, and then there's me in 14th place. But you know, to be honest, that should have been so much better. We could have realistically, I think we would have lost out to Ricardo. So I reckon if we'd got that right, we very well could have had 7th place today. So I'm really disappointed, to be honest. That could be, you know, we might get a few more races like that, but you know, at this stage we need early points on the board, and that was a golden opportunity, and I just pitted too soon for the intermediate tyres. Simple as that. Magnussen was in 15th, Alonso 16th, Pascal Wehrlein was in 17th, Grosjean, Kvyat and Vettel all failed to finish in the standings. Raikkonen and Bottas are tied for the lead, 13 points ahead of Hamilton in 3rd. Massa's 4th on 20 points, with Ricciardo in 5th on 16. In the Constructors, Mercedes and Ferrari are running away with it. Red Bull and Williams are pretty close for 3rd and 4th. Force India in 5th on 9 points, Renault in 6th on 6 points, Toro Rosso in 7th on 4, and Haas have a single point in 8th. McLaren and ourselves are yet to score. So in resource points, we had a good race, 110, very nice indeed. The rivalry update, this should hopefully have gone up a little bit. We did get the fastest lap, and we're now drawing, so we're getting better, and we're now level with our teammate. The team approval, up 4 for Session Goal, up 2 for teammates, so that's very nice. And our reputation of Haas has actually shot up, look at that. So that's nice to see. Obviously they've taken a fancy to me. I don't know how much it's got to go up before teams start, you know, basically knocking on your door saying, oh, we're interested, blah, blah, blah. But if we keep doing what we're doing and keeping it in that high green, maybe even just creep into the purples, I'm sure all the reputations will go up. But to be honest, I don't really want to leave Sauber at this moment anyway. I want to do this with Sauber for as long as I can. So then the career score for the weekend, we've got 5,200 I think for Australia, so there should be a bit better this time round hopefully. Just wait for it all to add up. Penalty free, team modifier, difficulty 6680, which is nice. Not that it matters too much, but it's always nice to make sure you've actually had a good weekend and it shows. So there we are then, there's the grandstand over there from China. It's stopped raining now, which is fortunate as I'm sitting here with electronic devices in the open air. So we'll have a look at the laptop then. This is now the time where we should probably start thinking about spending some resource points. We'll have a look at the power units first of all. Might go back to this one for the beginning of the practice sessions just to save these a little bit. But I don't know whether estimated fitting, I don't know whether that means it does it during a practice session or not. So I'm not too sure. So we might go to one of these. How long does this take to fit? 8 to 10 minutes. 8 to 10 minutes. 10 to 12. So what we'll do, we'll go back to the MGU. No, we won't. I'll find it out another day. So at the moment then, 21%, 1972. Oh no, not 72, sorry. 20%. The energy store is at 52. That's not too bad. The turbocharger is at 18. And the control on it's at 53. That's okay. The gearbox is now sitting at 61. I'll probably use that for the first 2 practice sessions of the next race weekend and then swap it out. Weekend tyre allocation we obviously had. Reputation level we know about. So then we'll go back to the research and development. We have just over 3,000 points. So now we've got to think about this really. Ideally, I want to make things more reliable. Things can go longer, things don't break down more, because at the moment I'm swapping things out. It seems going to be every weekend, and by the time we get to maybe Monaco, we'll be picking up grid penalties, which is not really what I want. I don't want to be starting at the back of every single race. It's just going to make our job harder. So I think the reliability or the durability is going to be the most important thing. So we'll have a look at this then at the moment. The durability, 1 week at 500. This increases durability of all power unit components as well as the gearbox by 10%. So then we'll do that, which is nice, and we'll come out of this now. And what should we go to? What should we look at now? Chassis, aerodynamics. Well, have a look at the chassis. Where are we? We're a long way back in last place on that. Aero, not too bad, the aero, and the powertrain is alright. Our chassis certainly needs some work. So we've got 2 weeks to do all this sort of thing here, which we might need to do. What's this? This is the reduces the failings. That reduces the costs. I'm tempted to do the costs and the failings straight away, to be honest. So look at the powertrain. What's it saying there? Develop time 2 weeks. Aerodynamics. It's all 2 weeks, isn't it? Might have a go at the front and rear wings. Yeah. Oh, this is the part that has no capacity to develop additional upgrades at this time. The simultaneous development core competency allows each department to develop greater numbers of upgrades concurrently. Okay, so we can only do one at a time, yeah? Yeah, that's fine, right. So what else can we spend money on? Can we go to powertrain and maybe do that? Russia, okay, that's fine. And then we've got another 500, which we might spend on... I might wait for chassis, actually. Oh, that's 750. That's 400, 600. So these actually go up in price. Okay, I didn't realise that. That's different. They didn't last time. So we'll leave it there then. So what have we got going? We've got 10% durability all going. We've got a bit of engine power work as well, which should creep us up a little bit. And we've also got development on the rear wing. Most of these will be ready by Russia, unfortunately, which is a bit annoying. But there we go. Such is life. So that brings then to the Chinese weekend. Quick summary. Good pace, to be honest. 17th in qualifying, 16th in qualifying, which is really, really nice. Found some really good time at the end of the qualifying session. In the race, it was going very, very well. I just pitted too soon for Inters, and I reckon if I pitted maybe lap 11, I think, when the DRS was deactivated, I reckon I could have had 7th place at worst. So yeah, missed opportunity there for a load of points, but hopefully we'll get more opportunities as the season comes on. Now we're developing the car, we should be able to catch up with some midfield runners fairly quickly, and so hopefully by maybe mid-season we'll be a solid midfield team scoring regular points. But thank you very much anyway for watching the second race of this career mode, and hopefully in the next few days Bahrain will be up very, very soon. Cheers.